What's up, everybody? My name is Chimyjoe. Welcome back to The Last Door, Season 2. We are going to start the new episode 2. I accidentally skipped through the intro, so I am re-recording this. Yes, I'd like to start over. Previously, on The Last Door. I accidentally skipped this last time. Wakefield and Kaufman followed the only clue they had on Devitt's location, the recipient of Anthony's disturbing letter, Alexander Dupree. Wakefield visited the East Hill Asylum to gather some information on Dupree's past. Wakefield discovered that Dupree was the leader of a secret society known as the Playwright. He learned that they practiced rituals with the goal of peering through the veil, the line that separates the common world from the outer void full of horrors. One of East Hill's patients turned out to be a member of the Playwright, but she escaped the asylum. Wakefield and Kaufman followed her to her hideout, a cabin in the mountains, when suddenly a big flock of birds appeared. So I didn't skip much. I must forget nothing. Alright. Where are we? Everything must be set. What did I even click on? Door. When the time comes... That's a rope. And I am visited again. Okay. Alright, we've seen these credits, so we will skip it. For a moment, the sky was dark. We heard the calls of 1,000 birds, but another sound rose from above them, a sound I cannot describe. Duh! What? What happened here? Where is Miss Conahey? We are too late. It's ashes. Oop. Chalk, a circle drawn hastily on the floor. She thought it could prevent what she knew was about to happen, but she was wrong. The windows are covered with wooden planks. It looks as if she was trying to keep someone from entering, or something from getting out. I do not know what to make of all of this. I do. The man who speaks in red. He seems very suspicious. Ooh, we are on a train. Are you all right, Kaufman? It's nothing, mine friend. Just a bit of a cold. Now, mine friend. I think we should talk. In the light of the events we have recently witnessed, the matter cannot be delayed any further. You must make an important decision. It is not yet too late to get back to our daily lives. If you do not want to continue, you must forget all about your patient, Jeremiah David. You will have to keep to yourself everything you have learned about the mystery of his disappearance and never talk about it again. But should you wish to continue this search, you will need to accept the consequences, whatever they may be. Please do not take this decision lightly. The path ahead is not without peril. You know my answer already, Kaufman. I must know what happened to Devitt. So be it, then. As you may have already realized, this matter involving your patient transcends the limits of psychiatry as we know it. We are not dealing with the effects of trauma or the demons of the subconscious, at least not in the terms we are used to. We are dealing with something old, something dark, a sinister truth that has been buried deep for generations. This man, Alexander Dupree, and his organization, I think they seek to uncover these secrets, and I fear they might have already. Miss Conahay's fate, whatever it was, must be related somehow, but my knowledge of this area is simply not sufficient. We must pay a visit to an old friend, someone I never thought I would want to see again. The man who introduced me to the extended scientific field of the occult. My mentor, Professor Adam Wright. Episode 2, My Dearest Visitor. Wickport. The Wright Manor. Knock knock. Anybody home? I doubt he is away at this time of day. Perhaps he cannot hear us from the front. Let us try the back door. Mrs. Oakwood. She's the manor's housekeeper. Yes? Who is it? Good morning, Mrs. Oakwood. Don't you remember me? Why, Dr. Kaufman! Bless my soul, it's been so long I hardly recognize you. How nice to see you again. Allow me to introduce my colleague, Dr. John Wakefield. Is the professor at home? We would like to see him. Why, yes, doctor, of course. I am quite forgetting myself. Let me take you to him. It is really good of you to come. He receives so few visitors these days, on account of his condition. His condition? Oh, sir, I am right sorry. I thought you knew. The professor, he suffers from an ailment afflicting his brain. He is now entirely confined to his bed. Professor Wright, you have visitors. One of them is your old friend. Look, do you recognize him? It is Johann, Professor, your old pupil. I reckon he does remember you, Johann. Or Johann. It would be Johann. He speaks in a Russian kind of accent. But I can't do Russian, so I'm not going to try. It has been a long time since I have seen him so excited. I will leave you two to talk to the professor. It may be difficult to keep him on one subject for long. It does him such a world of good to speak with old friends. Should you need my assistance, I will be in the backyard. Walk, walk, walk. Professor? Uncle James, you're back. It is I, Professor Johann Kaufman. Where is father? Where has he been taken? He suffers from some kind of memory loss. Yes, I'm afraid he will not tell us much in this state. If we could but stimulate his memories, maybe then he could tell us of his research, something to unravel mysteries of the playwright. Perhaps. We have a few other options in any case. Let us try. Why don't you explore the manor? There may some object we can use to jog the professor's memory. Meanwhile, I will try to talk to him about the time we researched together. That could also help him remember. You got it. Large wardrobe of engraved wood. Let's check the window. Professor Wright's gaze seems fixed on the window as though he were waiting for someone. The snow is falling outside, slow and silent. Things on the walls, things on the floor. Let's go out the door. Okay, this is where we came from. Painting of an ocean. At the end of the afternoon, There's a figure in black on the beach, but his face is shrouded by a hood. Okay. Ominous. An engraving on paper. The script is from a language unknown to me. Okay. Door is locked. Door reads attic. There's nothing I could... Oh, wait. No, that's probably the same thing. Okay, bathroom. Though I see myself in the mirror, the reflection is strangely distorted. Large porcelain tub is hefty weight supported on 4 blackened iron feet. A thin ring of damp residue around the interior suggests recent use. A common radiator. Nothing of note in here. What is this? An old stone tower is depicted in the painting. Thorn vines have slithered across the entrance, forming a swarming blockade that almost seems to come alive when stared at. For too long. Also locked, or it won't open. Alright, downstairs. Oh, there's a lot of doors here. Porcelain jar containing some dried branches. An enormous painting showing the torrential river and waves splashing on the banks. In the background, I can see an old church apparently abandoned. Portrait of Professor Wright. His appearance was quite different back then, an imposing, inquisitive figure. Alright. Door. Oh, this building is big. It's a big building. Alright, there's nothing here. I can look at this. A sea landscape. I find it funny that a landscape would be of the sea, because it is not land. Door's locked. A bread oven. Various ingredients. Nothing I can pick up. Glass jars filled with spices and pickled food. Cast iron wood stove. Wow, so far I haven't found anything to pick up yet. Door is locked shut. A small sign reads basement. So the basement and the attic are locked. Oh, what's out here? Probably outside? Yeah. Yeah, I can talk to her again. May I ask you something, Miss Oakwood? Of course, Doctor. How did the professor become afflicted? The ailment runs in the family, Mr. Wright. Suffers from it as his father did and grandmother before him. It is truly a terrible thing, and to think, all these years Mr. Wright knew what would become of him. May God have pity on his poor soul. What are the symptoms? This ailment runs in Professor Wright's family. Do you know what its symptoms are? Well, I can't speak of those very long words physicians use, but I can tell you what I see in him. Professor Wright hardly remembers a thing from his last 40 years. It is like he is a child again. With God's mercy, it has now gone so far that it torments him no longer. Thank you. I will leave you to your work. Thank you for your assistance. Have a good day. A thick layer of ice covers the pool of water. What is this? Ooh. Statue portrays a clergyman hiding his face behind a mask. The queen has removed her mask. There is an empty hole where her face should be. Okay. Things we need to insert later. A pot. A central statue portrays a cloaked figure holding a clay vessel. The vessel has a small hole in it. just large enough to see a metal object hidden inside. Possibly a key. Wait, I can't pick it up? So, when the four remove their mask of lies, the path to the grave will be cleared. Okay, so all of these need to remove their masks. One of them has already removed their mask. Statue portrays a peasant woman with her face hidden behind a mask. And Sage has removed his mask. There's an empty hole where his face should be. Okay, so these two need to remove their masks somehow. Alright. Creepy. But sometimes graveyards are. This oak tree looks ancient, probably older than the manor itself. Alright. They put in some weird things here, but it gives you some good ambiance. What's this? There's a strange ornament on the wall. I think I can move it. Okay, well, it's either a rook or a gate. Does that change anything? Did it change anything in the graveyard? It did. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. Statue portrays a sage hiding behind a face mask. Okay, so this thing over here, turning it to this, makes his face mask turn into a face hole. Okay, so we need to find probably more of those things. One is probably in the basement, and one is probably in the attic, which means we need to find keys to everything. Fierce lion damaged by the harsh weather of the coast. Its head is missing. Fierce lion damaged in the weather in the coast. Anything over here? Nothing over here. Door is closed and locked from the outside. I mean, inside. You know what I meant. Now I need to find my way around and see if I can find any more of those ornaments. What is this? A gilded pipe. It runs from the room at the end of the corridor to the room upstairs. Is it in here? Runs from the ground to the corridor. Yeah, so basement. That was locked. I need to find something where I can find a key. Let's check this room. Man, this place is big. A tin soldier. It looked to have been painted by hand. It commemorates some of the military campaign that I have not heard of. Fire burns fiercely, rendering the air thick and heavy in the room. There is a globe. A globe. A surface is extraordinarily detailed, judging by the strange shape of the continents. It must derive from a fictional work or a prehistoric era. Puzzle pieces. Okay, so the globe opens. I just don't have I don't have any of the things I need for the globe. That's weird. It's locked. I can hear a racket of many birds on the other side. Okay, well, I don't want to go in there anymore. Painting the cliffs of this region. Books. Professor Wright had an eclectic collection from old adventure novels to treatises on the occult sciences. Some of these titles, I believe, have been forbidden by the crown. Nothing I can pick up. I think I'm going to need a piece of paper or something to open the globe. Look, we're horrible guests. We leave doors open everywhere. Oh, well, that's the front door. Okay, well. I've still yet to find, like, anything of use. Won't open. Is there anything on this side? I'm pretty sure this is where we came from. There was not. This was the attic. Maybe I need to talk to him again? We must find a way to help the professor recover his memories. Why don't you try to find some object the professor keeps? Okay. Well, meanwhile, keep... Alright, so it's the same thing he said before. The only thing I can really interact with is this globe. Well, I am very lost already. Oh. Again, I can't just pick up something. I can't remember to pick up things. A tin soldier decorated in colors of the British Army, it is highly detailed for such a tiny figure, appears to commemorate the military campaign. Well, let's bring this back up to him so that he may know what's going on, perhaps. This tin soldier appears to commemorate a military campaign. Perhaps it could jog the professor's memories? Yes, this could work, mine friend. Why don't you show it to him? Alright, fine. I'll do it myself. Do you recognize this, Professor Wright? Sergeant Drowning was sent to the front. The man that returned was not Sergeant Drowning. My dearest visitor, he will know where to look. Oh, what a time we will have. Your visitor? What do you mean, Professor? He will have seen the map, and we will know the book of travels. Book of travels? Yes, he will work it out. But it must not be too easy. No, he will find the prize, I am sure. Prize? What on earth is he talking about, Dr. Kaufman? Something concealed. Something precious. In his addled state, could he have hidden away parts of his research? Yeah, it's in the globe. I just need to find the proper code. He was always a proud man. He would not easily have forgotten his most groundbreaking work. A sense of his grave importance, at least, would have remained. In his confusion, perhaps he has holed it away somewhere for this dearest visitor of his to find. Why don't you explore the manor? Perhaps something will relate to this latest ramblings. Meanwhile, I will continue my endeavors to revive his memory through conversation. Well, we know we're looking for a book. There's a large volume here, quite worn. It is illustrated The Book of Travels by Marco Polo. Perhaps this is the Book of Travels that the Professor Bright mentioned. There is a mark on one of the pages. We began our journey by crossing the unforgiving desert, always facing the setting sun. At last, we arrived at the merciful sight of the great ocean. We followed the coast north in the dear hope of reaching home soon. Okay, so started in the desert and went towards the ocean and then went north. It was not to be. The king of the land we traversed had declared war on the great Khan, so we were forced to return as we had come. We never set foot in that bloody land again. we knew there was a port just a few miles to the south where we could find a boat. Our sea voyage was short. As our sails billowed with the powerful southern winds, we reached the most eastern cape and landed there. Our backs to the sea, we marched forth and soon reached home. Okay, that's a lot to take in, but let's see if we can do it. So started at the desert. Went here, went north, down, this way? Oh, okay. We have the paper here. So the desert to the ocean, marched north, came back, got a boat, went here. So we knew there was a port just a few miles to the south where we could find a boat. Our sea voyage was short as our sails billowed with the powerful southern winds. Oh. Southern winds meaning going north? So, do I have to hit them all at once? Or do I just hit them? If we're hitting them once, we go from the desert to the coast, went north. They had to turn back. And if we've already hit this one, we have to hit this one, then this one, then this one? Oh, so we didn't have to hit them only once. It had to keep going through. Oh, I missed what it said. There's a sealed letter inside. Alright. It's simply addressed to my dearest visitor. Kaufman needs to see this before it is opened. Alright. Kaufman, look, I have found an envelope. It was hidden in the globe that strange mechanism opened. To my dearest visitor, let us see what is inside. Exactly. This is another part of the intricate riddle, but to what purpose? To conceal something, perhaps? Or just the last acts of a confused and drowning mind? I am increasingly of the opinion that this is some mental construct, some riddle conjured up by the professor's failing mind. He may not have ever understood what he hid. Those seeking wisdom must first know their own foolishness. Reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal what the cold eye of logic sees not. A riddle? And who would that visitor be? That is unknown to me, my friend. There is only one way to answer that question. You know, earlier I said he had a Russian accent, but mine is German. So, forgive me on that. Anyway, if we can find the answer to the professor's riddle, perhaps we will be able to solve this mystery. Those seeking wisdom must first know their own foolishness. Reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal a cold eye that sees not. Okay, well, the only reflective surface is the bathroom. I can reflect on myself, said the riddle, and the cold eye of logic sees not. Could there be something hidden here somehow? Though I see myself in the mirror, the reflection is strangely distorted. A gilded pipe runs from the floor to the ceiling. Yep, from the attic. These riddles are a lot tougher than the last season. Does she say? She's gone. Where did she go? Where did she go? I wonder if there's a door that was not able to be opened before. Did I already go in here? Oh, she's right there. Wow, I'm blind. May I ask you something, Mrs. Oakwood? Yes, of course. Is the professor right fond of riddles? Indeed, yes. He has long been an enthusiast of every mind game you can imagine. In better days, he would host parties every other month, themed soirees. He called them. Oh, those were good times. It seems so long ago now. Wait. Better days, he would host parties every other month, themed soirees, he called them. Those were good times. It seems so long ago now. Oh. Maybe I should give the riddle to her. Maybe she's heard it before. Oh, I can't actually give it to her. An old teapot. It's filled with cold water. Okay. I can finally pick something up. We want the teapot to heat the teapot on the stove. We'll need to start a fire first. The stove already has plenty of wood. Alright. That looks like matches right there. There's a matchbox here too. These weren't here before. Alright. Good. Teapot on the stove. Hot water. The water will cool soon. Okay, so I need to go upstairs to the bathroom. Because I'm pretty sure that's what it means by in the heat of passion. It's probably got something on the mirror. Teapot on the mirror. Yeah. Reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal knowledge that the cold eye of logic sees not. Excuse me. Thank you for everyone who said God bless you. Condensation from the teapot steam has revealed a hidden message. I'll add this clue to the letter. Knowing yourself, you may look upon your master, meet his imposing gaze, and seek to understand what lies beneath. Thereby, learn the question, if not the final answer. Okay. Alright, so I'm assuming a statue of some sort. Perhaps outside in the oh wait, what about this thing? No? No? Okay. Just making sure. Look upon your master. Okay. Meet not only his imposing gaze, but seek to understand what lies beneath. As I suspected, there is a small key taped to the back of the picture frame, and a note. I'll add this clue to the letter. The question is the world. From the peak of the man's tallest tower, the answer yearns up to it from the root of life and time itself. Okay, so the attic. This is fun. I like puzzles. I like riddles and puzzles. Yeah. Oh, yep, here's one of the things. Some kind of round mechanism. Bird. 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 I'm assuming I just needed to change it once. Can I see the statues from here? Ooh, this one actually This one changed the... Okay, so... Bird in flight. Changed the mask of the one that was already open. Yeah, so this one. The queen has removed her mask. Behind a mask. Alright, cool. So, is there anything else up here? It's gramophone? An unusual electrical device. I'm unfamiliar with its function, but I can tell that there is a piece of equipment missing. So the thing that goes here? Piece of equipment missing. Shelf covered in old ornaments, piece of metalwork, and pipes in strange shapes. That goes down. Gilded pipe runs from this strange device through the floor below. Alright. So I need something to go in here. Probably in this thing. And then I need to figure out the correct combination. So there's nothing in here. There's nothing here. Question is the world from the peak of the tallest man's tower. The answer yearns up to it from the root of life and time itself. Root. Oh, tree? Outside? I thought it odd that this tree gave us a dialogue? I guess not. I have a feeling this metal piece... Can I grab the metal piece now? No. I have a feeling that the metal piece that I need for that gramophone looking thing is in that person's jar. What am I missing? Okay, I can see these. The answer yearns up from the very root of life of time itself. I should check if there's something hidden near the... I just did! I guess I had to click it from up here first. Man, I had this right the whole time. It required me to look at something up there. Concealed beneath the thick roots. Another note, a key, bound together. I'll add this to the letter. It is a truth our ancestors knew, and with stone silence came to unknown. Stone silence came to unknown? The key has been engraved with a large shape of a feather. Okay, well, the feather room was ominous, and I didn't want to go in there. Are you ready for a jump scare? Because I'm not. Although this hasn't had very many jump scares. It's had horror elements into it, but not very many jump scares. But the music has made it kind of like, alright. Feather key. I don't want to go. What's in here? There are caged birds everywhere. Inside the cage is a bird with a black head and an orange breast. The sign reads, Pyrula. They all have something like this? Oh, they're just different birds. A truth that our ancestors knew, and through the stone silence came to unknown. Okay. There's a small compartment in the base of the bust. Inside is a note. That only by entering the gnashing jaws of primal horror. Primal horror? What about this one? All these birds gonna come off. An embroidered cloth covers this cage. Written on it is, "The birds are silent. The phrase trails off." I don't want to lift this. What is this? The bird inside the cage has yellowish-brown feathers. The sign of the cage reads, "Cardulius flavirotris." Okay, well, I have a cloth. Can't light the cloth on fire. Cloth on the bust? No. What is this again? Stone silence. Only by entering the gnashing jaws of primal horror. Primal horror. What is it talking about? Primal horror. A basement? What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? The gnashing horror? Primal horror. Primal horror. The statue? This statue? Only by entering the gnashing jaws of the primal horror. Okay. There is something hidden in the lion's mouth. A lever. I think it triggered some mechanism inside the manor. There is also a note here. I'll add it to the clue to the letter. Will you at last know the truth? Could this be the last part of the riddle? I don't know. Okay, something changed. What changed? Can I go in here now? No. Alright. Maybe something upstairs again. Maybe looking out the window will show me something? No. What about this? There's a piece of equipment missing. Okay. What change? A secret passage. Oh! How did I not see that before? Did I not scroll the screen far enough? Looks like Professor Wright's archive should be bring Kaufman here. I should bring Professor Kaufman here at once. Experiments, 1885. Let us see. Have a look at this. Be careful. There is a small key inside the folder. Probably for the basement. August 1st, 1885. Results at last. After many months of tedious observation, something has finally come from the other side. I heard the sound of footsteps exploring the proximity of the stone archway. This would seem to verify my hypothesis. Absolute horror is the key that we seek. September 20th, 1885. Now that they have proven themselves useful, I have installed 2 new devices in the outer tunnels. I dare not go deeper. I have not heard it again, but I know the thing must be still down there in the dark. Okay. Containment in the underground tunnel has been breached. Blank. Gone. I have no choice but to abort the experiment. It can no longer be controlled. There is but one thing left to do. I will seal the tunnel and hope the abomination remains forever entombed within. Oh, I don't want to go down there. What is that supposed to be? It seems to be a log that the professor kept during one of the experiments almost 7 years ago. It is noteworthy that one of the entries has been redacted. But what is written in here, it cannot be true. It must be some kind of hallucination. A sign of Professor Wright's illness, maybe. Perhaps. Though we should not jump to any conclusions. We can conclude that the professor had another working place underground. Perhaps the key opens the basement door. There could be a route through this underground tunnel. Meanwhile, I will keep looking through these documents. There must be something more than the folder among the mess. Okay. Piles of papers of all kinds, discarded notes, letters, receipts, all mixed up. Many folders have no distinct tag on them. A long series of folders with dates on them in complete disarray. A set of framed silhouettes under each is an inscribed plaque. Mr. Strachan was a well-positioned man. He fell madly in love with the younger daughter of Bartley's, and so he proposed to her. Young Angie's fancied the idea of marrying an older man, but she always hid her feelings from her mother. Miss Bartley's did never take her eyes off her daughter and watched them at all times. Wait, daughters? Yeah, and watched them at all times? Mr. Bartley tried to show his support for their daughter, but his wife never paid any attention to him. Whoa. I can move these? What are these? Whoa, what is that? Oh. What? Oh, okay, so I had to go along with the story, and she was interested in him, he was interested in her. The mother kept her eyes on her, and then the father tried to support them, but he was never listened to. Compartment was opened in the wall. What is this? Oh! Okay, so the other two were already off, so this is another one that I needed to open. And just to make sure, we'll check out the door, or out the window. Yes, the clergyman removed his mask. Okay, so there's one more somewhere in the house. I'm assuming it's to the basement, because that is the only other place where I haven't been yet. Can't go in that door. Through here. Is she still there? Yep. Okay. Well. Completely dark in here. I feel a cold draft coming from the front. Alright. I've run out of matches. Um... What just happened? I've fallen through a hole. Where am I? The flow of air is stronger here. What is this? A working lantern. How useful. Now I can get out of here safely. This part of the tunnel is blocked by a cave-in. The underground tunnel is not accessible from here. I should go back. Thank goodness. A ladder. Alright. It's a mechanism of some sort. This is the other mechanism. Yes. Oh, the open door. Alright, well, we have to go out and deal with the statues. If we cannot access the tunnel mentioned in Professor Wright's log, how can we find the missing parts of his research? I must talk to Kaufman about this. But I wanted to go to the thingy. I was able to use the key to explore the basement. There was a large hole in the floor. One side of the hole may lead to some sort of tunnel, but it was completely covered in rocks and debris, so I could not tell for sure. Covered by debris? It sounds as if Professor succeeded in blocking the entrance to the underground area. It is unfortunate for us. I have made some progress on my own, my friend. I think this could help us elucidate the next step in our research. Have a look. Looking. Today, a meeting finally took place. You see, Mr. Wright, our organization is keenly interested in your research. We could reach an agreement to fund this project, but first we need to know a few details. I understand. The main factor is the condition of the test subject. However, how open is he to suggestion? As you know, only the human mind can open a physical passage to the other side. So, a complete, absolute darkness will be required for the experience. To result. A secluded place completely isolated. A place that can only bring thoughts of what may be hiding in the dark. I have the perfect location in mind. But in total darkness and seclusion, how could the results of the experiment be studied or confirmed? That is precisely where your organization can provide help. I have designed a special device that will allow me to listen from a safe distance, but I lack the means to manufacture it myself. That we could arrange, but there is one last thing I would like to know. How would the experience be triggered? By means of a chemical compound of some kind? Do you mean a serum? Not at all. That would be of no elegance whatsoever. The trigger is the mind itself, the emotion known as terror. The primal fear that still survives in the depths of our mind from the times humans were mere beasts. That which allows us to open the physical passage beyond the veil of rational thought. Primal terror is the key that we will use to open the last door. Could this organization be the playwright? It may be, my friend. If so, then we are closer to the truth than we thought. But in this room, I have been able to find only some fragments of information, discarded material. It looks as if the main bulk of the documents were moved from this room and hidden somewhere else. The basement tunnel. That seems the most reasonable conclusion. But access to the place is lost, is it not? The entrance was sealed. There may be another access we do not know about. If we could find use find and use the device the professor mentions in his log, I believe that we could shed some light on this matter. Whoops. Shredded papers, been some notes. Okay, well, I know what it is because I figured that one out when I was outside. God, it would suck if you had to go throughout the entire thing and not figured out any of these little doodads, the little orb switches, and then you'd have to go around and find them all again. But we did it during our investigation, so we don't have to worry about it. The clay vessel held by the statue is now broken into many pieces. There is an object among them. It must have been hidden inside. It looks like a compass. It must be broken since it does not point north. Aha! Yes, yes, yes. Now we go up to the attic again. We are puzzling and getting things and putting things in the attic on strange machines. Yeah, I must not have scrolled the screen far enough when I did this. I was like, I go up to the attic. Oh, don't put this here. No? Okay, well, now I have to look at it, and then the compass goes there. Right? What? Was I wrong? Why does that not go in there? Alright, well, I thought I was puzzling good. Oh. When I go in and out of rooms, it points places. Okay, well, that's not right. What's it pointing to? It points to a random location when I'm moving. Almost as if it's pointing to the thing upstairs, maybe? I am very confused. Do I have to change all of these things again? No? Is there anything down? What is this? It's like a component of a machine. Oh, really? It was down here when I picked up the lantern the whole time? Alright. There we go. I think it will work now. Great. Is there a specific frequency I'm supposed to listen to? Okay. This sound. Do my ears deceive me? Is that a piano melody? I must see Kaufman at once. Oh, I need to click. Not to state the obvious, but it sounds as if someone is still down there playing the piano of all things. But how is that even possible? I do not know, but this means something important to us. It means there is another entrance to the underground tunnel, and we must find it. But we have run out of leads. You did not find anything of use in the archive, and Professor Wright continues to mutter incoherently about childhood memories. You must hypnotize the professor, mein lieber Freund. We are running out of options. This might be the only way to find the answers we seek. Okay. Look at this candle. Fix your eyes upon it. Your body is light as a feather. Everything around you fades. You are entering a dark, endless void. Okay. It looked like nothing was going to happen for a second. Listen to my voice. Where are you? A great number of trees surround me. The sun is setting soon. I can go north and west. Go north? I stand beside a waterfall. It is not water that falls, but mud and rock from a great height. They fall and fall into a bottomless abyss. Behind the waterfall, to the east, lies a tunnel. To the west, I see the edge of a forest. Go east? I am in a dark tunnel. Oscar is here as well. He is upset. He yells at me. He begs me to stop. The tunnel divides into many passages. I can go north, south, and west. North? Wow, I am randomly picking the correct stuff, I think. I am in a large open space with a piano. Something stands next to the piano. I can't see it clearly. Its face. The tunnel stretches into the dark. Walk down the tunnel. It is a very small room. In the center lies a deep pit. A ladder goes down. It is so dark. Down there, it lies. It waits. I will not continue. I must go back. Go down the ladder. I cannot. I can hear it with me. I can hear it with me. Its breath. Dear God, I must flee. You must continue. It waits for me. It waits down there. I have gone down the ladder. I cannot see. It is pitch dark. I can feel its breath. It's here. It's with me. Oh God. It scared me. Enough. We went too far, my friend. You are right. I did not think you would react this way. You did well stopping the trance, Kaufman. I think it would be best if we leave it for today. Let us return to the inn. Reflect tonight on what we have witnessed here. Tomorrow, let's discuss the next steps in our investigation. Okay. January 21st, 1893. Come in. Kaufman, are you alright? Worry not, Wakefield. I am just feeling a bit feeble. It must be the cold and humidity. Cough. Nothing serious. I'd like to know your opinion on what we heard yesterday's session. Do you remember anything that could help us in our search? The seaside. The sea was a recurring theme during the hypnotic regression. Yes, it is true. Maybe the entrance to the tunnel is somewhere near the coast. An underground tunnel. I believe the underground tunnel has left a deeper impression on Professor Wright's subconscious. I agree. The horror he experienced at the end of the session was far too intense to derive solely from his imagination. It speaks of some trauma. Throughout the trance, he saw an unknown figure with no visible face, the floating body in the water, the person near the rocks, the one beside the piano. Yes, indeed, I am afraid it is too soon to unveil the true meaning of those images. The man shouting at Professor Wright. I don't remember any of these. Maybe I did pick the right ones each time and we just didn't get the story. Professor Wright mentioned that a man that shouted at him near the entrance of the tunnel, begging him not to continue. I cannot remember his name. Very good. It was Oscar. We should attempt to find him. He may know something about the Professor Wright's fears. If we can find this man, I am sure it will shed some light upon the mystery. Why don't you go to the village and try to find someone about Oscar? My apologies, but I must stay here and recover my strength. You got it, buddy. Man, this is a long one. I really want to do these all in one episode, but I have a feeling that this is going to be way too long for somebody to sit through. So I'm going to call it here for today and hope that the next one is not, an hour and a half long as well. But we'll call it here for today, and then we'll pick up next time. We'll try to put this out in succession of days because it is really interesting, and if you're watching it and you're waiting for it, I don't want you to have to wait too long. So thank you for watching. I'm very interested in what's going on right now, and I am going to continue right now, but it will be tomorrow for you. But thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you've made it this far. And we'll see you next time on The Last Door. Bye.